All right. Hello, everyone. I am back with my friend Amanda. And Amanda, where are you at today?
I am in Connecticut and it is cold.
Is it snowy yet?
No, it hasn't snowed yet. It was raining earlier, but I was like, oh, is it going to
Oh,
turn to snow?
yeah. Nice. And you're coming out to California soon, though, right?
Yep, yep, for the Influencer Summit, which you're going to be at too. So I'm super pumped for that.
Yes, I know. I'm Hector and Shailene. I'm so excited to hang out in real life soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, but before that, I definitely want to make sure everyone in this group gets to know about what you're up to and, what sort of expertise we can learn from you. So could you just give us a quick introduction? I shared with the group, sort of what you help your clients do, but I'd love to know a little bit more about your personal story as a millennial living the dream entrepreneur.
Yeah, for sure. So, hey, what's up? My name is Amanda. I am a thought leadership coach for Gen Y, and I help turn millennial entrepreneurs into leading thought leaders in their industry. And I do that through helping them create and scale epic personal brands that people just go, oh, when they see. And so, with my clients, I've helped. Amir's like, she knows everything.
Hey.
Thank you, but I really don't. But pretty much I help my clients with their personal branding, influencer marketing, and brand partnerships. So my clients have been featured in Forbes, Vice, Elite Daily, and they've also done epic brand partnerships with ManyChat, Trello, and Agora Plus.
Yes, I think the bloggers in this group are going to perk up when they hear all of those collaborations that you've made and connections that you help clients make. I know a big movement in the blogging world is to get more traffic so you can get more, people buying in and sponsoring your page. But what I really wanted to talk to you about today is what you said, this expertise and establishing yourself as a thought leader and being recognized. Last week, this group definitely called for more information on how do I become outstanding in my field. And I love that pun, by the way, like a farmer is outstanding. And we can all be farmers in our own way. So before we jump in, you said the word brand. And I think that is confusing to a lot of people. For me, when I started out, I was like, it's just me trying to live the dream. Like, I don't know if this is a brand. I don't know if this is a hashtag. I don't know. So can you just, tell us what you mean and how people that are just starting out with an idea and themselves?
Perfect. So for someone who's just starting out and you are new to your business, John's like, this looks like a very dynamic interview. Oh, thanks. And great farmer pun, exactly. So
Hollywood.
Oh, thanks, Courtney. And so when it comes to your personal brand and you're just starting out, like what would be the first steps, right? And so the first steps you got to really realize when you are first starting out is you got to get clear on who you are. Like I said before, on like other talks and other places and with clients is I think a lot of people start their business before they really understand who they are. And especially with a personal brand, you got to know you, because you can't just put a mask or like what you think you're going to be over you. You got to show up as your full, true, authentic self, because people can feel that. Like they know if you're like coming off with a facade or whatnot. And so what I always say, especially if you're a new entrepreneur, is figure out who you are. And you can do that by asking yourself these 3 questions: is who am I? Who do I want to serve? And what's my bigger mission here on earth? And a lot of people get confused with the who am I question. So I always pose this question, which is, what is it that you want to be known for? Because the thing is, when you ask yourself, what is it that you want to be known for? That creates your legacy plan. And then you know the processes and unique action steps you need to take to get to your end goal, to create the legacy that you were born to create.
Yeah, I love when you use that word legacy. Sometimes with my clients, I talk about like, okay, I'm at your funeral. What words am I going to use? And, whether it's laundry list of the accomplishments that you've made, or just the words that people remember you by. I think that's so important. Yeah, starting out on your own like personal awareness journey, your entrepreneurial journey, and your branding.
Yeah.
So how do we use that? You know, the sort of, okay, I have an idea, like I want to be remembered as an expert, a giver, a philanthropist, someone that's featured in a lot of, you know, or who does a lot of TEDx talks or something like that. Yeah. So, you know, I have this vision, and you actually just did this exercise with some of us that, you know, I'm going to introduce you on a stage. And so you have that speech ready for Amanda. You know exactly what people are going to be saying about you. Now what?
Yep. So perfect. So once you figure out what your unique legacy plan is, right? So you know what it is that you want to go after. Something that one of my good friends, Jamia, always says, and it's really stuck with me, is it's less about how it turns out, and it's more about the why behind it. So for her, she's a 4 times TEDx speaker, right? And she's designed over 300 plus curriculums, and she's a director at Mind Value. And when we were talking about this journey, she said, if I would have focused on those end goals, like, and said, like, I'm going to do all those things, like, and if you were to focus on the 1,000 subscribers or, you know, the end goals, then without figuring out the bigger why behind it. This is why, like, what is it that you want to be known for and why? The why part is important to it too. Then you miss the essence that you actually need to achieve those goals. So the reason why people like identify with your message or identify with your products or want to invest in you is because they identify with who you are as a person. Because at the core of it, everybody buys for one reason and one reason only. They buy because they feel they'll feel better for investing. They'll buy because they feel better for it. Like you buy this car because you feel like you'll feel better after buying that Lamborghini. You buy this, you know, this coach because you feel like you'll feel better after investing with this coach. Like every single thing that is sold and bought here on earth is with the end goal of you'll feel better after it. So the question you got to ask yourself, is because you'll feel better after it. So when you look at your sales pages, when you look at your content, when you look at everything that you're putting out there that's representing your personal brand, ask yourself that question of how am I helping my ideal client to feel better through the solution of my program? And so to get to that point, you have to go deeper to what is your bigger why and what's your bigger mission, because your bigger why and your bigger mission is going to be the fuel that's going to keep you going day in, day out, day in, day out. Like if you are an entrepreneur and you're already feeling burnt out, or you're already feeling tired, or you're already feeling like overwhelmed with everything that you need to do, put a heart emoji in the comments section below, because so many people deal with that. And the quickest antidote to that is really going back to why you started in the first place, and really going back to what is your intention. And so figuring that out and figuring out where always being intentional with what you put out, because it's going to show up with your personal brand 10 times better.
Yeah, totally agree. You guys, if you haven't heard it loud and clear in this group, like hear it again from Amanda. You need to start with your why. And it really doesn't matter if you achieve 1,000 subscribers or if you achieve a TEDx talk, if you don't feel like you're on purpose and you love waking up to work on these ideas. So I think this is actually really helpful. Wally's asking, you know, how did you arrive at your why? And who taught you the most? Or like, what were the things that brought you to this is my why?
Perfect.
So I just want to on that.
Yeah. So my why, okay, the fastest way I feel to find your why is to find a problem in the world that really hurts your heart. And for me, I ended up finding my why just from personal experience, from going through really hard depression in college, and then also having a close family member attempt at suicide. He wasn't successful. And what that made me, and what lit a fire up within me, is the work. My bigger why, my bigger mission here on earth is around mental health, depression, and suicide awareness. And so I firmly believe that every piece of content, every article, every video, every vlog, every podcast has the power to change the trajectory of someone's life and gives them the space to speak and feel seen for who they truly are. And so, like, in my personal experience and with loved ones, what I've noticed is that connection is what people most crave. And the biggest pain point you can give to someone who is dealing with depression, anxiety, who is suicidal, is isolation. And so the reason why I'm so lit up about thought leaders is I firmly believe that the next generation of thought leaders are here to bring really deep connection, are here to spread their voices and their messages far and wide, are here to create organizations that are super powerful, super connective, super helping people. Like for you, Hanna, like I know the work you're doing is like bringing together like so many millennials and is creating community. And I think that keyword of community is what millennials are so damn good at. And so that's what lights me up. That's what makes me hop on these Facebook Lives back and back and back and forth. That's what makes me do this 10-day challenge with Tayo, and both Tayo and I both agree. It's like having millennials step up into their power and not feel trapped by student loan debt, not feel trapped by feeling too young, not feel trapped by feeling like they don't have the resources, but giving them everything they need to be in their consistent greatness. That's how you create long-lasting legacy-like solutions in the world.
Yes. Oh, I love that. So inspiring. And it's clear, right, the way that you speak about it, that this is just part of you and you're on a mission and you're going to do whatever it takes to achieve that why, you know. And I think what's so interesting, and I want to break down what Amanda just did, is she started with a problem that hurt her heart and she felt motivated to solve.
Yep.
And, you know, you're speaking about suicide in your family, depression, feeling alone. Okay, that has nothing to do with getting on Forbes or doing a TEDx talk. You know, you then find how. But starting with like, this is what I need. Okay, I see this problem of loneliness, depression. You know, I want to help people feel more connected. And you said, okay, I see these platforms that are changing people's lives, that people are listening to, they need it. So how do I get more of that? You know, and so absolutely, I love, you know, Wally's asking, you know, how did we get our whys? You saw that happening in your life. I also saw this, you know, pain and challenge that I was facing in my life. You know, eating disorder and feeling alone, disconnected, then led me to, yes, building community. And now I'm seeing that, you know, sharing these messages of anything is possible. You have infinite people cheering you on, no matter what you look like, where you live, what you're really trying to do. And so, like you know, this is why I have what I'm doing now. But I think it will always come back to, no matter what it looks like, if it's this Facebook Live, if it's this group, it will be about showing people that they're worthy of a dream life.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like the Forbes feature, the TEDx feature, the subscribers, and this is what we teach in the group. We're helping you get that stuff, but those are an effect of you following your why. And those are tools to help you better produce your why in the world. And so in our marketing, we become a Forbes featured, TEDx featured brand, because we know that that's our ideal client's biggest pain point. That's what is going through their mind. They're like, maybe if only I got on Forbes, or if only I got on TEDx, then my brand and my mission would skyrocket. And so that's why we're speaking directly to them. But in the work that gets done is like really going after your why and finding the right tools and solutions that uniquely for you are going to help you explode.
Right. All right, guys. Once again, start with why. Find that thing you want to create or you want to solve in the world, and then find the tools, find the people that will help you achieve that. And all of these, accolades and, like Amanda said, is a side effect. Okay, so let's just assume that in these 5 minutes, everyone has their hard-hitting, heart-wrenching why. And they're ready. They've got some legacy in mind. They're like, all right, I know I got to solve this problem. At the end of my life, I'm going to be known for doing this work. What can I do this week to get closer to that, or to move towards that brand or that expertise that I
Perfect.
want?
So, side note, plug in, you can join the Build Your 10-Day Personal Brand Challenge at bit.ly/Thought Leader Challenge.
We'll drop links, you guys. I definitely wanted to.
But you can also, what you can do this week, especially when it comes to your personal brand, is figure out what you want to be the expert in and what you feel motivated to talk about and what you want to help your ideal client solve. And then put in some effort to reach out to other people who are doing the exact same thing, right?
Yeah.
And create a community where you guys support each other, whether it's you are interviewing each other on Facebook Lives, whether it's you guys are hopping on writing articles about each other in your content, whether it's something, just some sort of opportunity where you uniquely get featured for what you do. And it doesn't have to be hard. You don't have to pitch a Forbes right away. You don't have to pitch a TEDx right away. It can start as simple as just finding the community that already does what you do and then asking if you can do some sort of interview swap with them, right? And that creates an opportunity so then you can start collecting content that when you are ready to pitch a big media outlet, you could say, hey, I've been featured on my friend's thing on their blog, and this is the interview they did on me. Or, hey, I've already given talks here or there, because a good majority of your speaking opportunities and media features will come from your network, will come from people just in your network who are putting their messages out there.
Yeah. Friends are who are going to get you these first steps. Because when you started talking, I was like, I hear so often, well, I don't even know where to start. Who else is doing this? Well, Tony Robbins does this, and I'm not going to send him a Facebook, right? So I love that idea of like starting in these groups with the connections you already have. With, I don't know, you might have an uncle that runs his own business. Like interview him on your own personal Facebook page about what it means to, work for yourself, or just keeping it super simple to start getting the contacts, the content that you mentioned that, and the confidence.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah. Like we were just interviewing Roberto Blake. He is one of the top 3 YouTube certified experts in the world, right? And I remember I was just going like, what? And he even said the 2018 YouTube trend of the year, so heads up guys, is the talk show, is the interview style talk show. So you can create a BeLive TV show, or you could create, even if you didn't want to do Facebook Live, you could do a podcast, or you could just do a blog interview series, however way you feel is right for you, and just start interviewing people. It's going to build up your network, and a lot of times when other people are looking for guests, they'll instantly think of you and reach out as well.
Yes. I love that. Live is getting a lot of attention. YouTube, now you're talking to interviews. But do you think this could also work if you just have like a blog or your own personal Facebook page? Are there ways that we could apply this idea if we aren't hosting a group and interviewing live?
Yeah, for sure. So like you can do features where you like feature someone, write up an article about them, and some sort of strategy that they have to share. You can even do podcasts or live audio. Like if you didn't want to do the video portion, you could do the live audio portion. And podcasting is still super big. You can do that as well. Just having some sort of opportunity where you are interviewing is just going to really fastly grow your network quickly. and it's going to position you as that expert within whatever industry you're going to go into, because you're the one who's bringing the network. You're the one who's growing the network around this idea.
Yes. Okay. My dog is barking, but it's not actually my dog. It's my roommate's dog.
Aww.
But he's really cute. He's distracting you. Recap, you guys, because I want to get to the final why, why this is so important. But creating a brand, creating a message, your reason, what it is you need to solve in the world, and having your why really clear, and then going out and finding who else is in this space, who's talking about these issues, who's making a difference, or who's interested in it. They could just be people in this group. They could be people in other, live, go to a meetup that's relevant to what you're trying to achieve. But just start finding friends and then invite them into your work, whether it's interviewing them in a video or writing an article or asking them for more contacts in this space. So you're saying that doing this, these small actions of taking your mission and meeting new friends, is going to experts.
Wait, hello?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You just cut out at the end.
Okay. So anyway, you said that all of this is going to establish us as experts.
Yes. Okay. So the key to becoming a personal brand, an expert in your personal brand, is I think a lot of people stress out about what their niche is and how they're going to position themselves and how they're going to show up. And it really comes down to having the right strategy and the right exposure method for your personal brand. So when people who choose personal brands that are very broad and very general, like a happiness coach, it's not impossible to be a happiness coach. It just causes more effort, right? And so you then have to, your pyramid in that case ends up being a wider swath of people that you have to be, the expert in that space. When you go for something more specific and really targeted, then it's easier for you to come up top of mind. Like Roberto Blake, he was talking about this even more in our challenge. And he was saying this exactly the same way, where it was, the more specific your niche is, the more easier it is for you to come up top of mind. And so the reason why having an interview series as a strategy or part of your strategy is so important is you end up becoming more top of mind with more people. It's like you're doing your content and you're doing your networking with one stone, right?
Yeah.
And so one of the things I tell my clients all the time is your friends in business are the ones who are going to get you the biggest opportunities. So if someone gets invited to speak at an event or speak at a conference, the host, I can't tell you how many times a host has asked me, do you know anybody else who would be a good fit for a guest speaker, or tag another guest speaker who would be a good fit? Who do you think I'm going to reach out to? Am I going to reach out to Joe Smo that I have never met? Or am I going to reach out to one of my best biz besties and say, yo, there's a speaking opportunity. You want it? And so entrepreneurs just need to realize that this business world, it's friendship first. It's 100% back to the playground, school ground, friendship first, And so
even if you weren't good at the friendship game in person on the playground, we have so many tools to get around that now. And I mentioned, the meetups, real life things, but now we've got so many platforms to make friends. And I love how you emphasize this, Amanda, because I see people coming to me like, oh, I see you have this group. I want to do this, this, and this. I'm like, who are you?
Yeah.
But you didn't ask me to get in this group. We're building a relationship. I'm like, wow, we want to talk about expertise. Amanda's perfect. Come on over. So starting out with your outreach as far as building a friendship and, come. I really like that too. Not just going out and expecting, do you know where I could speak, Amanda? I don't know.
And perfect example. So I did like a Facebook Live in one of my other friends' groups, and some guy commented, and he was like, "Hey, how do I get onto your interview series?" Or like, "I want to get interviewed. I have an amazing story." And so we ended up coaching him on the spot, and was like, that was actually a really bad pitch. And he was like, "What?" He was like, "But I have an amazing story and I want to be interviewed." I was like, "No, but that's a bad pitch." A better pitch would be you taking even just a couple of days just to comment on people's stuff and genuinely say, "Wow, this is really awesome." And then reaching out and saying like, "Hey, how can I best support you?" And then pitching and saying, "Hey, I actually have an idea for a masterclass to post in your Facebook group on how to blank without blank in the cryptocurrency world," or whatever the world you're in, the Facebook ads world. Would your audience want free content like that? And most Facebook group owners, or most media feature, most outlets or people who do interviews aren't going to say no to that. They're going to actually say yes, because one, you made their job easier because you came up with the topic. And then two, you provided value from the get-go. And three, they already know you because you've been commenting on their stuff and you're already part of the community and you know what's going on.
Boom, boom, boom. Everyone should be writing this down, because I hear so often, how do I pitch, or what's the email template that I need to get an interview, or to even have someone on my own channel? And it's like, this is it, you guys. One, be there, right? Like, go see what they're about, make some relevant comments. I don't think Amanda will be like, "Cool, like."
No, like, be genuine. Like, actually write something. Don't just put emojis all over the place. But like, "Wow, this made me think about XYZ, and this is really cool. I really love how you did this." Like, just genuine. And then you can reach out and say, "Hey, I've been seeing your content. I love what you put out. I saw an opportunity where we could actually talk about XYZ. Would your audience be open to that?" And, you know, everybody on the internet is looking for content. We're all trying to feed the content machine. So if you could help someone feed their content machine, like, you have an in.
Yeah, and serve their audience, right? You know, when I don't know everything about LinkedIn, I go to Tyrone. When I don't know everything about PR, I come to you. And so building that network is going to serve not only your personal business, but the problem and the reason you're doing your work, and the people that need this information from you. So we're coming full circle, right?
Exactly. Yep.
All right.
Exactly.
Let's see if we have any. Okay, I don't see any other questions. But I think we sort of. All right. Let's see. Wally's saying thank you for what you do. Yeah, and right. So this is a perfect example. Wally is probably going to go, see what Amanda's about, search a comment of things, build a relationship, and who knows what this means, for them. And so I think another piece that I just want to add on, because you've given so many strategies and action steps that we can take, and it's getting into the practice. And like I said, if you're not good, if you weren't the most popular one on the playground, or you don't have a huge following, getting started with friends is going to make your entrepreneurial journey so much more fun. I personally can say that once I started getting into this space, making the friends, the opportunities just show up. You might not know exactly, I need X amount of blog posts this month. You start getting invitations and you start hearing what's out there that you might not have even thought of yourself.
And I think what a lot of people miss out on when they're just focusing on strategies, or the best way I like to describe it, when you get robotic with your strategies, where you're just just feed me a strategy, feed me a strategy, feed me a strategy, is the biggest opportunities that a lot of people who are just super strategy focused miss out on, and who aren't building their network at the same time, is exactly what you said, where a lot of your opportunities are going to come from your network. They're going to come from your friends. They're going to come from people that you're giggling with in your Facebook group or whoever. And like we said earlier, if your friend gets invited to speak at an event, you're going to be one of the first people they reach out to. So, and it goes back to the whole, like, this is why you kind of want to do some sort of interview series, because it's so much easier to create your content and network and connect with people and meet people at the same time. And you're going to end up being top of mind in more and more and more and more and more and more people's heads. The more you interview people, the more you reach out to people, the more you make connections, and especially in that space.
Yeah. And you know what you're speaking to, or what I'm hearing, is this reminder that it's about celebration over competition.
Yeah.
And so, you know, like, make friends with these people, celebrate when they get a speaking gig, like their blog, Instagram picture, because you're making connections. And like, again, it's way more
fun. Do fun collaborations and enjoy yourself too, you know? Like, it's like, entrepreneurship doesn't have to be this serious thing. It could just be, you can take it seriously, but you can enjoy the process.
Exactly. And no one is doing exactly what you're doing, just so you know. So don't think that, oh, you know, I can't go love on them because they're doing the same thing I'm doing.
Yeah.
They're not doing you. Right. Amanda,
exactly.
This has been so much fun. Wally is agreeing. He's loving this. Yeah, share with friends and family, and make new friends and family as you start out with new ideas and new passions. So you mentioned it a couple of times when I said, what can we do this week? I know you've got even more goodies for us. So tell us about the challenge you're running right now.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, so it's called the 10-Day Build Your Own Personal Brand Challenge with Thought Leader Academy and Thinkific.com, which is our brand partner. Woo-woo! And in the challenge, you're going to learn how to create a Forbes and TEDx featured personal brand that you really love and that inspires. And by participating every single day in the challenge, you'll be entered in to win the grand prize of one full scholarship to Thought Leader Academy, which is a 3-month group coaching program to get your personal brand in mass media and on major stages. You'll also get 2 90-minute personal coaching intensives with Tayo and myself. And you'll get 1 year of Thinkific.com business plan for free to start selling your products and monetizing your dream. And you'll get 3 media features in featuring your personal brand in mission in Forbes, Entrepreneur, and HuffPost. So by 2018, you could be a Forbes, Entrepreneur, and HuffPost featured personal brand who has an awesome Thinkific.com account and is part of a mastermind of amazing millennial thought leaders.
Talk, right? In the next month, we have the opportunity to achieve all of those things, get our message out there, get that confidence, build this network. So I know you started a day or two ago. Can people still jump in and work backwards?
Yep, exactly. So all the replays are going to be up until the last day, so you could still get your daily challenges in. So all you have to do is just go to bit.ly/thoughtleaderchallenge to join, and we'd love to have you.
Yeah, we'll drop a comment, or we'll drop a link in the comments here. I'm participating, and it's been a day and a half or so. And you know what Amanda just rattled off is amazing. Those opportunities if you win, but you guys know that getting involved, making these friends, going through the actions is going to be just as valuable. And those things will come if you're in the thought. If you're in the
exactly.
I really wanted to get people involved in this because it's great learning, you know, where you are in your branding or your why journey.
Exactly.
Awesome. All right. And then, just one last note. We mentioned earlier, you can hang out with us in real life. We're both going to be at the Millennial Influencer Summit at the end of the month. Yes, with our friend Hector and some other awesome go-getters. So if you guys have questions about that, you can reach out to Amanda or I personally. We're real people, as always. Super excited to see what you guys come up with and how you take this information and implement it.
Exactly. Thank you.
Bye. Thanks.
Bye.